Hello everyone, my name is Angel, and this over here is my baby Uno. Say hi to them, Uno. Hi. And you're watching Who Got Mommy. About a week ago, I posted about Uno's birth story, which unfortunately got interrupted. So I wasn't able to finish the story because this little guy got cranky and he had to go to sleep. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to follow through with the second part because, you know, mommy problems, mommy duties, and this little guy had become very makulit in the span of this past few weeks. So it's becoming harder and harder to do things already. But it's okay. So we're already here now, and I'm going to be telling you all about the second part of Uno's birth story. So last time I told you all about my pregnancy during the time of lockdown. So all the differences that it makes being pregnant during the pandemic, such as having to give up a lot of things like not being able to have a proper baby shower, not being able to go shopping for Uno's things, and not being able to satisfy my cravings because, you know, I was just stuck at home and can't get out to buy all my cravings. Yeah. But I also told you about how my amniotic level was already too low for me to try for a normal delivery. So we were already scheduled by my OB, Dr. Tensing, for a cesarean section. So I was scheduled May 22, 2020. So that was a Friday. So we were asked to be at the hospital at 6 o'clock, and the operation was scheduled to be for 8 a.m. So anyway, I asked a lot of mothers who were pregnant during the same time as me but who gave birth before me, what their experiences were giving birth during this time, because there are a lot of policy changes in the hospital. But we all had different experiences. I mean, some of them had to pay for PPE of the entire team. Some of them had to undergo a COVID test before the procedure. Then there's also some of them who had to give birth while inside the acrylic box. You know, that acrylic box up to your chest that you're contained in, so that the droplets will not spread. Because they say that the process of giving birth the normal way, you know, you have to push, so that's a major source of droplets. So they have to be contained inside the acrylic box. So fortunately for me, I don't know if it makes a difference that it was a maternity hospital and just a small one, but I didn't have to go through any of those. I didn't have to pay for PPE. I wasn't asked to undergo a COVID swab test beforehand, and I wasn't put inside that acrylic box when I was giving birth. I don't know if it's because I was in cesarean section and that's less emission of droplets, because I was, you know, it's just an operation. I didn't have to push. And so those were some of the major changes that came with giving birth during this pandemic season, or this pandemic times. So anyway, the night before, I was barely able to get any sleep because I don't know, it was more of excitement rather than being nervous or anxious or scared. The feeling was more like you have a field trip the next day. You know, it's like I was super excited because after 9 months inside my belly, you know, this guy was finally coming out, and I was finally going to meet this little boy. You know, so I was really excited, and didn't really get much sleep that night. So we had Will and I woke up early, and we were in the hospital before 6 o'clock. So basically, the procedure was very fast. We just had to fill in some paperwork in the emergency room because it was still too early. We were in the emergency room, and then I was asked to change into my hospital gown, put on IV, and then I was placed in a wheelchair. And then after a few minutes, I was wheeled into the operating room, and Will was shown to our room. So we were separated already. So in the operating room, I was asked to lie down on this narrow operating bed, where I lay down for quite a while, all alone with my thoughts before anyone else came in. So I was just alone there in the operating room, listening to the sounds of the babies crying in the nursery next door. And after a while, there was this anesthesiologist who came in and put some drug into my IV. Where after about maybe 10 seconds, I already immediately felt the effects of it. I was so woozy. And I asked her, Doc, pampatulog ba yan? Is that supposed to make me sleep? And she said, yes, just don't fight it. And then she kept talking to me. So I guess she was trying to gauge whether or not the medicine was working already. And I remember that she was complimenting me on my eyebrows and my eye makeup. Because she said that not a lot of mothers go through putting on makeup before giving birth. So she was like, parang mami, nakapagkilay pa. But you know, I wanted to be pretty so that when my baby comes out, no, maganda naman ako sa paningin niya. But only the eye part, no, because I was wearing a mask, so it was useless to put on lipstick or anything. So just the eye part. So there, I was so woozy, but I do remember there was another guy who came in and who helped the anesthesiologist put me into a fetal position so that the doctor could inject the anesthesia into my spine. So that was for me not to feel the lower half of my body since I was going under the knife. And then, after that, she said, go to sleep, mommy, don't fight it. And then, after that, everything was already very, very vague memories because I was half asleep most of the time. And we're back. So Uno just woke up from his 1-hour nap. So he's already in a good mood again, no? He's not cranky, no? Okay, so to continue. So basically I was already groggy by that time because the medicine was already taking effect. So I was already feeling very, very sleepy. So I was half asleep most of the time. Every now and then I regained my consciousness and I could feel that there were a lot of people already in the room. So although I couldn't see them, I just heard them because there was a curtain between me and my lower body so that I couldn't see what was going on because they were cutting me up already. So I could hear my OB, Dr. Tensing, he was already there. And I could feel somehow that the bed was moving. I couldn't feel the lower part of my body, but I could somehow feel the bed was shaking because they were already doing the operation. And then I kept falling in and out of sleep. Then suddenly, I heard this very loud cry. At first, I thought that it was coming from the nursery because, like I said, there was a nursery just beside the operating room. But I thought that it was too loud to be coming from the nursery. So I asked the anesthesiologist if that's already my baby. I said, siya na po ba yun? And the OB said, yes, mommy, baby out ka na. And so, Uno was born! So another nurse shouted 8:19. So apparently that was the time that Uno was born. Initially, I thought that was his weight, but it was actually the time. So they shouted 8:19. And then the pediatrician, Dr. Alberto, came to me and said that mommy will bring your baby to you in a few seconds. We're just cleaning him up. And then after a while, they brought Uno to my side and he said, "Wait, mommy, here's your baby." And I remember thinking that he was quite a long baby, a tall baby. He was crying his lungs out. But then it was so amazing how when they placed him on my chest, he immediately, instantly stopped crying. So, ganun pala talaga yun. It's like magic. When the baby comes near or smells the mother, they immediately are soothed and calmed and they stop crying. There. So, after taking our pictures, they took Uno again. They said that they're just gonna be cleaning him up somewhere, and then I had to be stitched up and brought to the recovery room. So they took away Uno again, and then I think they administered more drugs to make me fall asleep, because after that I don't really remember much. I just remember waking up already in the recovery room, where I spent, I think, about 4 hours just resting. And in the recovery room, they actually brought him in one more time to have him latch. Yeah. Ako, ayun na naman siya. Why? There. So, after about 4 hours, I was wheeled back into our room. Uno was placed in my chest, and then we were able to meet up with Uno's daddy. What's wrong with you? So, Will, Uno, and I were able to spend time together as a family for the very first time. So, basically, we spent just 3 days, 2 nights in the hospital, which was actually quite short as compared to the normal time that a mother spends in the hospital for a cesarean section. But apparently, they're trying to minimize the exposure of the mommy. So it's just a shorter hospital stay, and then the recovery is just done. What's wrong with you? My baby's getting cranky. Yeah, so there. That was the story of how Uno was brought out into the world, and his sock fell off again. Unfortunately, he's already super cranky, so we have to wrap this up. So there we go. That's something for you to watch when you grow up, so you'll know how you were brought out into this crazy world. So thanks for watching. Till the next one. Bye. Bye. Bye.